Hey, folks. Welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Friday, September 24th, 2010. Well, folks, the market is having a monstrous rally today, really on the back of another dollar fall. The dollar continues to get pummeled day after day. Yesterday, we saw the dollar up a little bit. What happened to the markets? We sold off by the end of the day, and again, we had a down day when the market or the dollar was up. Today, what's going on? The dollar is getting pummeled, and you can see clearly on your SPY chart here, the markets are up substantially, trading just underneath their previous high. Take a look at this. If I zoom out on the market, look at this pivot point, and again, that's your shorting opportunity of the day right there, based on the pivot double top going back 3 days. And again, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to see this stuff. All you need to do is join the intraday stock chat if you want to scalp and get intraday analysis, or join the research center, and we teach this to you while giving you swing trades and analysis on the markets. But bottom line is, that was your little pivot top. The market has fallen off the highs of the day by a little bit, but we're still up substantially on the day. Again, as I said, the dollar is continuing to get pounded. I was analyzing it here yesterday, as you can see, with a couple different lines, and we'll discuss it again in depth. Notice the little float up yesterday into the close. The market's tanked yesterday into the close. What happens to the dollar today? It gets crushed. Gaps lower, heads a little bit lower early, and then just goes sideways. What has the market done recently? It's just gone sideways as well. So you really see the opposite effect. Whatever the dollar's doing, the markets are doing the exact opposite. That continues to hold, and that's exactly why the Federal Reserve is out there printing money left and right. Why? Because the more they print, the dollar declines. Now, granted, is your and my buying power, when our dollars are used in the store, are they going to go down? Yes, absolutely. We're going to ultimately lose buying power because of it. But bottom line is, the Federal Reserve is not concerned with that. They're concerned in saving the economy and saving the markets right now in the short term, not necessarily the long term. The long term, I guess, they're going to try and figure out what exactly is going to happen and how to handle it in the long term when they create another bubble of sorts, whether it's in treasuries or whether it's in the money supply or whatever it is. But nonetheless, take a look at the dollar. The dollar is substantially lower on the day, down 21 cents on the UUP. That's down at support, by the way. If you take a look at your daily chart, there's a level of support right here. If I zoom out, take a look at this. You have a gap window level at 23, the even number of 23. That's exactly where we are hovering on the daily dollar chart. If it goes lower, this is your next spot right here at 22.85 on the UUP based on gap fill. That will be known as gap fill. That's always a good level. All right, let's go back to the intraday here. Let's put the spiders back up, and we'll talk about some key plays as well. But again, really what you saw today, folks, is durable goods orders coming out this morning, but it had almost no effect. It actually wasn't even that great of a number. We had a new home sales this morning as well. That was unchanged. Basically the slowest, second slowest on record, but unchanged nonetheless. That was really a non-event as well. So the economic news was secondary today. What was number one, and has to be looked at as number one again, is the dollar. Overnight, the dollar crashing, and the spiders and the futures floating up early in the morning session, and again, gapping higher. Big gap up this morning right to this key pivot point. You can see we pierced it to the downside, but they saved it, then they rammed it up. A lot of this is short squeezing going on as well, folks. When you have a gap up like this after a reversal, a lot of shorts get caught off guard, and the market really ramps higher, pushing up. And again, you can see where it went. Where did it go? Right up into this perfect double top right from here about 3 days ago. All right, so that's, again, the intraday. You can see we're falling back down just a little bit right now. But, again, I don't really expect this market to sell sharply into the close. Today's Friday. When you have a Friday, it's usually lighter volume. You can see the volume today is very light. We've only done 123 million on the SPY. That's extremely light. Now, why is that the case? Well, Fridays always, we're seeing lately, especially Fridays and Mondays are lighter in volume as people take off early on Friday. And we're talking about Wall Street traders here taking off early, institutional players taking off early as well, and that just creates a light volume environment. So keep that an eye on that, folks. And again, notice that you're probably expecting the market to hover in this general range up here, maybe even float a little bit higher into the close, as long as it stays above this pinkish purple line at approximately 114.50. If, and I repeat, if you break 114.50 and you close below it, you might float down to this level right here, which will be your secondary level at 114, but I don't really think the market sells off any more than that, and I even think it stays in this upper range, if not going a little bit higher on a little short squeeze into the close today. So we'll watch and see how it plays out, and we'll evaluate in the charts. Research Center nightly video, I'll cover it all, give you guys the outlook for next week based on what happened today. And again, you want to join that Research Center. It includes everything at inthemoneystocks.com, listed under the Research Center, which is quite a bit for $49.99 a month. A steal of a deal, best value out there by far, and best accuracy by far. All right, let's talk a few more things, folks. What are the big stocks running today? Amazon is having another monster day. These stocks, again, what's going on here? Why has Amazon had such a big move up? It's looking more and more like it's end of quarter window dressing. All right, here you had a double top right here in blue, and if I zoom out, you can see it from this little pivot high. That was your previous pivot high. You burst through that over the last couple days, and again, it looks like window dressing coming into the end of the quarter. The end of the quarter ends next week. And remember, all those fund managers that didn't have Amazon in their portfolio, what they're doing is they're buying it at the end, so when you get your statement in the mail, it shows that you owned Amazon. They don't necessarily divulge what price you bought it. It could have been absolutely the day before the quarter, but they nonetheless want to show that they had it in their portfolio to fool you and get you guys to believe that you made some money that quarter and you were in some good stocks. And okay, these managers are right on. They're in the key stocks that ran this month, even if they weren't. So please understand the games. I think it's important we divulge the no nonsense here and give you guys exactly what truly is going on out there. So nonetheless, keep that in mind. Could be end of quarter, which means maybe it continues into early next week as the end of quarter is coming to a close. But nonetheless, extremely extended. I am Amazon. Amazon's probably the leader of the day. Apple Computer continues to be up a little bit, but really, to be honest, Apple Computer is among the weaker. Yes, it's had a big move up, but notice Apple here on your intraday. Apple's actually at the lows of the day, only up $1.90. That's actually a pretty nice little reversal here as it comes back in that we have to pay attention to. Apple noticed yesterday had a big rollover as well, but they saved it, closed it positive. Today it's still positive, but considering what the markets are up, it's not up that much at all. So again, keep an eye on Apple. That could be your first little crack in the ice or crack in the glass, signaling maybe a pullback by midweek next week in some of these, or maybe even earlier. We'll have to see. Again, window dressing can last probably into Monday, but after that, with 3-day settlement, it probably doesn't last much longer than that. All right, let's take a look at some other key plays. How's Exxon doing? Exxon's having a solid day. Again, Exxon, one of the leaders today. Notice the resistance right up here in the intraday chart. So you do have some resistance right up here. It's one of the stronger stocks. Notice how it's basically at the highs of the day. So Exxon is leading the market today. Chevron is also a big leader today. Look at that. Chevron up $1.50. That's a major move here, and this is one of the key plays out there as well. At the highs or just off the highs of the day, really hasn't pulled back with the market, and again, that tells you that it's one of the leaders out there keeping this market floating higher. Now, a couple other things to go over here today, folks. What I want to do is go over a couple of the other big plays keeping this market higher. One is Caterpillar. Now, Caterpillar has come off the highs a little bit of the day, but still up $3.10. That's amazing. That is a fantastic move. And again, what a move on Caterpillar. That's part of the Dow. I mean, we're talking about Dow stocks here like IBM. IBM has come off the highs. By the way, small in spirit of bear flag here developing as well, which could mean a little bit of downside on IBM if the volume can pick up a little into the close. But either way, again, IBM having a huge move up $1.95 right now. And for IBM, that's a big move and also possibly a breakout. IBM's been stuck in a range here for quite some time. Take a look at this, folks. And today it broke above. Now, granted, I want to see confirmation of that, but nonetheless, it is a possible breakout. We'll see if it confirms. If it doesn't confirm, then you want to throw that out and no, it's not confirmation, and there's no breakout there, and it could come back and fool you. A lot of amateurs don't look for confirmation, which is another thing we teach in the research center, and that's how they get themselves in trouble. And again, our key methodology points that we teach you in that research center will make you money, absolutely. All right, so again, focus on that. Come join the research center, come join the intraday stock chat, and start making the money that you deserve to make in this market. Talk to you soon, folks. Take care.